For a couple who barely acknowledges each other in public, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet have somehow managed to dominate celebrity gossip. There are no red carpets, no curated Instagram posts, just blurry paparazzi shots, unnamed sources, and a lingering sense that something in their relationship isn't quite stable. Adding fuel to the speculation, a familiar figure from Timothee's past has resurfaced. Lourdes Leon, Madonna's daughter and his first love. Her reappearance has raised questions about the future of Kylie and Timothee's relationship, whether this is jealousy, mere coincidence, or the early signs of a split. Their relationship has always been defined by absence. On the surface, Kylie and Timothee could hardly be more different. Kylie Jenner is one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Raised in a family where visibility is currency, Timothée Chalamet, by contrast, has carefully cultivated a brand built on artistic credibility, selective exposure, and a near aversion to oversharing. That contrast has long defined their dynamic. He keeps the relationship almost entirely private, while Kylie appears far more emotionally invested. That imbalance doesn't automatically spell disaster, but it does create friction. When one partner prioritizes work, privacy, and distance, while the other seeks reassurance and emotional closeness, tension is inevitable. Sources close to Kylie say she's been feeling overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and stressed by the constant swirl of breakup rumors. Yet, the real source of her discomfort isn't the gossip. It's Timothee's ongoing connection to someone from his past. Lourdes Leon isn't just another ex. She represents a first love factor that adds a layer of complexity and insecurity to an already delicate dynamic. Lourdes represents something far more complicated than just a name from Timothee's past. She and he dated during their teenage years at LaGuardia High School in New York, a performing arts incubator brimming with future stars, and yes, plenty of famous last names. By Timothee's own admission, Lourdes was his first love, which gives her a significance that lingers long after the relationship ended. The issue isn't that they dated years ago, it's that they've maintained a friendship ever since. They still keep in touch and speak warmly of one another in interviews. When Timothée reflects on that period of his life, there's a softness, a nostalgia that doesn't go unnoticed. And for Kylie, that can be difficult to overlook. What makes this situation different for Kylie is who Lourdes is. She's not just any former flame, she's Madonna's daughter, a figure with her own cultural weight, artistic credibility, and quiet confidence. She's low-key, fashion-forward, creative, and seemingly uninterested in the theatricality of fame, the polar opposite of a Kardashian-style celebrity. According to sources close to Kylie, she worries that Lourdes still harbors feelings for Timothee and might be waiting in the wings now that his career has reached new heights. Timothee, reportedly, has reassured Kylie that there's nothing to worry about. But reassurance can only go so far when actions don't match perception. Kylie and Timothee haven't been seen together publicly in months, while he continues to nurture old connections. That silence leaves room for doubt, a doubt that only intensifies when history is involved. Nepo royalty dating. That's the phrase buzzing across social feeds whenever Timothée Chalamet's romantic history comes up. Look closely at his dating resume. Lourdes Leon, Lily Rose Depp, Kylie Jenner, each woman the daughter of a cultural powerhouse, each raised in a world steeped in fame, influence, and access. Some fans joke that Timothée collects Nepo babies like trading cards. Others argue it makes sense. People naturally gravitate toward what feels familiar, especially in Hollywood. Growing up adjacent to fame creates shared language, shared boundaries, and survival instincts few outsiders can understand. Still, the pattern draws criticism. It complicates the narrative of Timothée as the self-made indie darling and adds pressure to Kylie's position. Lourdes isn't just a past romance, she fits a type that Timothée seems to circle back to, a recurring figure from privileged, celebrity-adjacent circles. To understand why Kylie might feel uneasy, it helps to understand Lourdes herself. Despite her famous lineage, Lourdes has carefully carved out her own space. She funded her own college education through a teen fashion line she co-created, stepping into the world of fashion and modeling quietly, walking major runways and appearing in campaigns without leaning on her mother's name. She's also approached music experimentally, building a career without celebrity theatrics. Most importantly, Lourdes acknowledges her privilege without pretense. She has openly expressed a desire to earn opportunities rather than inherit them, earning respect in communities where overt fame chasing is frowned upon. In short, she is low drama and high substance, a combination that can feel quietly intimidating, especially to someone like Kylie, who exists in a world where public performance of emotion and influence is part of the job. Lourdes represents both familiarity and challenge, a reminder of a life Timothée knows intimately and a mirror to the pressures Kylie faces in navigating her own place beside him. Timothée's public behavior has done little to quiet the speculation. Back in 2017, when he was asked about Lourdes in an interview, his reaction spoke volumes. He smiled, became visibly giddy, and deflected questions with a playful, almost nervous energy. When pressed about how long they had dated, he shut the conversation down entirely. That reaction doesn't prove lingering romantic feelings, but it does signal emotional significance. People rarely light up like that over someone who meant nothing. Fast forward to today, and that history hasn't disappeared. It's simply been archived, not erased. Kylie's side of the struggle tells another story. She's never been subtle about how she loves. She goes all in emotionally, mentally, and financially. When Kylie commits, she commits fully, and that intensity has made her an easy target for critics who are quick to label her clingy or overly attached. But context is everything. Being deeply invested in a relationship where the other person remains distant, emotionally or publicly, can quietly chip away at anyone's confidence. Conversations get replayed in your head, silences are overanalyzed, and you wonder if you're asking for too much or not enough. Now layer in an accomplished, elegant ex, someone who shares history, nostalgia, and a version of your partner you'll never fully access. In that light, insecurity isn't irrational, it almost feels inevitable. Fans are divided. Some argue that if this kind of worry exists, the person was never truly yours. Others offer empathy, recognizing that even the most self-assured people struggle when affection feels uneven, and when history, status, and legacy all hover quietly in the background. Kylie isn't just competing with another woman, she's competing with a memory, a version of Timothée's past that feels authentic, formative, and uncomplicated. And that's a battle no present-day relationship can ever truly win. One of the biggest fractures in their dynamic isn't jealousy, it's lifestyle incompatibility. Timothée Chalamet treats privacy like a scarce resource, while Kylie Jenner exists in a world where visibility is oxygen. He avoids social media narratives like the plague, she lives inside them. He disappears into film sets for months at a time. She documents her life in real time. Neither approach is inherently wrong, but together, the contrast creates tension that's impossible to ignore. Sources say Timothée has never felt fully comfortable inside the Kardashian-Jenner media ecosystem. Even when he attends family gatherings, he is virtually invisible online. Holidays pass, Instagram fills with photos, and Timothée is either a blurred figure in the background or absent altogether. In celebrity culture, that kind of absence isn't accidental, it's deliberate, and intentional silence often speaks louder than any caption ever could. As for Lourdes Leon, does she actually pose a threat? There's no evidence that she's actively pursuing Timothée. She's busy cultivating her own career, staying out of tabloids, and maintaining her low-profile ethos. But sometimes the threat isn't action, it's possibility. Lourdes represents a life Timothée once lived, a version of himself before fame became overwhelming, before relationships turned public property, and before every move required careful calculation. That nostalgia, what could have been or what once was, carries its own quiet power, one that Kylie can't fully counter, no matter how present or committed she is.